I suppose you can deep fake a video, but you probably can't deep fake a real customer using your product or service. You're probably going to get sued, and people aren't going to appreciate that. So yeah, going out and getting the real deal is the way to do it.
That's amazing. And for welcome to the New World Podcast, where we delve into the ever-changing and accelerating pace of global change and its impact on our lives. I'm your host, John Paul Flores, broadcasting live from the New World Studio. Today, we're diving into the world of AI and automation. As an enthusiast and expert in lead generation, I will guide you through understanding and leveraging these technologies for your business and for your personal use. And don't forget, AI and automation might be unstoppable forces, but that doesn't mean you are powerless. Tune in to learn how to make them work for you and not the other way around. But first, let's meet our guest. Welcome to the New World Podcast, where we navigate the changing world around us. I'm your host, John Paul Flores, specializing in lead generation and AI automation, here to help you understand how our world is changing and what it means for you. Today, we're honored to have a distinguished guest joining us, someone who's been at the forefront of revolutionizing B2B marketing through authenticity and innovation. As the president and CEO of Media272 Incorporated, Jon Nigbor has not only pioneered the use of authentic customer testimonials, but has also mastered the art of video storytelling, creating impactful narratives that resonate with audiences on a much deeper level. From founding the successful ventures like Overdrive and Communications Buying Group to leading Media 272 to new heights, John's journey is a testament to his unwavering commitment to pushing the boundaries of traditional marketing. Please join us as we delve into John's insights on harnessing authenticity and innovating the B2B marketing landscape. John, it's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Well, thank you, John. I really am excited to be here talking to you today, and congrats to you to putting all this together. Thank you so much.
That's amazing, and thank you for joining us as well. And before we continue on the in depth questions, because I do have some prepared, I mean, your experience is very vast. Can you share with us a quick intro on who John is? What's your expertise, your experiences, and what keeps you busy these days?
Well, thanks, John. So I like to work hard and play hard. You got to have good work-life balance. But for the majority of my life, man, it's been a lot of work. I mean, nothing is easy. And my thought was that I'd always outwork the next guy. So I'd put in a harder effort to win. And I mean, it is a challenging, competitive industry in every industry that certainly I've been involved in, and I've never seen that there's an easy industry. So you got to work hard. You got to, and that still is not a guarantee of success. So I started some technology companies, and it's just not easy. So the thing that I've got to emphasize to anybody else who's looking to get into something is persistence, perseverance, and passion are what it takes to even have a chance. And if you can truly deliver on all those, then you'll probably make it. Yeah. So you got to work really hard, and the harder you work, the luckier you get. I think I've heard, and I think I've realized that as well. Yeah, so John, we started Media 272. Yeah, back in 2006. That predates actually YouTube. It's hard for me to believe that, but camera technology wasn't very good. Streaming technology didn't really even exist, and I had a hunch though that video was going to be something that was going to be popular, and I had a hunch that camera technology would get better, that internet technology would get better. And I always like to take still images, and I thought, well, let's get into video. Let's see what that's all about. I'm not a videographer. I've got some amazing people that work for me, but I recognize that video, there was something to this video concept. So when we started the business, again, it was hard. We took pretty much every job and any job we could get in the greater Portland, Oregon area, and then reached out across the country, primarily in the automotive industry, working with a lot of car dealers and helping them showcase what set them apart. And it eventually morphed into what we're doing now, which is called Win-Win Videos, still a part of Media272. But we found that the most relevant, authentic, and genuine, and most influential video was really having someone talk about their experience. Today they call them reviews, but they were really success stories / testimonials and stories about how these different companies had experience working with a different service or product. And that's what we've been doing a lot of lately. It's been super, super fun, super rewarding, capturing literally success story videos. And that's where we've really zeroed in on. We have clients calling us and asking us to produce videos for them, and we try to steer them back down the path of a testimonial. So if you want to have us shoot a video of your engineer showing and telling how your widget works, better than having you show and tell, let's have your customer show and tell, because ultimately that's what people want to see and hear. We know what your engineer is going to say. We know what your salesperson is going to say. They're going to say, oh yeah, we're great. We know what we're doing. But let's have your customer talk about the real challenges that they have on a day-to-day basis and how that product or service, overcomes those objections or overcomes those challenges and helps make their business easier. So that's kind of a quick, almost 20-year recap of how we've come to doing success story videos, testimonial videos. Well, yeah, no, that's a great question, John. And so the essence of the win-win program is that everybody really does win. And the challenge, again, going back to the automotive industry as an example, is your typical car dealer has hundreds of employees, has hundreds of suppliers, and to have one of those suppliers reach out to the car dealer and say, hey, would you interrupt your day and say how great I am? They're going to say, are you kidding? I got to go. I'm really busy. But if that supplier says to their car dealer, I really appreciate your business. It's really been important for us. And we would like to send a videographer out to your dealership to actually produce a video for you. And then the dealer is going to stop in their tracks and say, what? What are you talking about? You're going to at least get them to start listening to what you're saying. And they're going to say, well, what's the catch? Why would you send a videographer to my dealership? Well, we'd like to send a videographer to your dealership to literally create, let's say, a recruiting video, because we've heard that techs are hard to get, salespeople are hard to get. Let's help you recruit, some more salespeople and more techs. Well, that's a phenomenal idea. Yeah, I'd like to do that. What's the catch again? Well, while we're there, after we shoot a video for you, would you mind telling us why you work with us and how we've helped you in your business? And that's the essence of win-win. We first do something for our client's customer in exchange for our client's customer talking about our client. And it's truly win-win. We visit again, as in the example of the car dealership, we visit the car dealership, first produce a video for them, first let them talk about themselves. Everybody likes to talk about themselves. And then we ask them to talk about our client. And it's a beautiful thing. Everyone loves it. The dealer loves it. They're happy to interrupt their day to talk about themselves, talk about what they need. And if our client can help their customer, even beyond their product or service, by providing them with a video that they can use, it just strengthens that existing relationship. And then you take this testimonial video and you help build new relationships. So it's a blast. It's so rewarding. And we do it for all industries now, all across North America and the US and Canada. And it's so cool because our clients love us, our clients' customers love us, and it really is win-win. Now, that's another great question. So one of the challenges in business is just figuring out what to do and figuring out what people will pay for. And when we were doing these car dealer videos, we had a dealer say to us, hey, we've got some extra money, some co-op money with one of our suppliers. Would you mind including their product in the videos that you're going to produce for us? And I thought, well, of course we can do that. That's a great idea. So one thing led to another. I got a hold of this supplier of theirs and I let them know what we were going to do. And they said, wow, that's a fantastic idea. Yeah, we'll pick up the tab. So again, the market, again, if you work really hard and you try the best that you can, you'll generally have a better chance of success. But the other thing is you've got to always listen to your customers, because your customer and your market will ultimately tell you what works and what doesn't. So in listening to our customers, they kind of told us to include their suppliers. And so in a roundabout way, the market told us to create the win-win program. And then after we did this first series of videos, we went to other suppliers and said, how would you like if we went to your car dealers and we got them to talk about how they enjoy working with you? And we featured your product, we featured you in these testimonials. And then we had a bunch of suppliers in the industry say, wow, if you could do that, we'd definitely hire you. So the win-win program kind of evolved from the market telling us what they wanted, what they were willing to pay for, and we really kind of adapted to what the market was telling us to do. Well, written testimonials are good, but video testimonials are great. As they say, a picture tells 1,000 words. A video is 1,000,000. And you can see in a video, you can see the inflection in the people's face, their tone of their voice, and then you've got a real world, literal example of someone using a particular product or service. So when we interview somebody, we've literally got that product or service in the background. So if someone says, well, yeah, this widget is great, well, there it is. There it is, really being used in the business. And it's not just someone writing something or, trying to green screen or pretend. We are really on location seeing how it works. So it's harder to get the latter of the two. It's really easy for someone to in comparison, it's easy for someone to just write something. But the video is so much more powerful, both from a viewer's perspective. They can really see and hear And then, for the marketer, same thing. Watch this video. Don't listen to us. Don't listen to our salespeople. Just watch and hear what our customers have to say about us. And then hopefully you'll let us tell you a little bit more about how we can help you. Right. Yeah. So true. Now, John, that's a great question. So everybody and anybody should have testimonials and ideally video testimonials. And the space that we work in is mostly business to business. And, business to consumer, heck, the majority of people look at reviews. And there's rarely an instance where somebody buys something without looking at the reviews. So what we're trying to do is on the business to business level, bring the same kind of psyche to the buying process. Well, there isn't necessarily a platform for seeing business to business reviews, but if suppliers can serve up testimonials and say, well, look at our review page, look at our testimonial page, and see what our customers have to say about us, regardless of the size of the business. And if you're a brand new business, you're probably going to have at least one customer, just your very first customer. Just ask them, as in exchange for you being our first customer, would you mind telling us on video about your experience? Use that first customer experience to try to get your second customer. And then, of course, for the big companies, I don't care, how long you've been in business. How many businesses have gone out of business for thinking that, well, we don't need to change. Change is going to happen, and the biggest and best companies can go out of business if they don't listen to their customers, get customer testimonials, remain relevant, and get those stories out there to solicit and win new customers. No, that's a great question too, and there are even apps that can help facilitate that. That's a good tool. That is a good way of collecting a testimonial video. And the challenge with that is that the more professional you look, the more professional you're going to be perceived to be. So if you have your customers doing a testimonial video with their cell phone and it's in and out of focus, you can hear the person, you can't hear the person, your prospective buyer might be a little impatient for that. They might watch that, they might not. I don't really like to take on too much risk. I would rather have a professional videographer go to my customer, do something for my customer, get them to talk about their experience in a genuine, authentic, real way, and do a professional production. Then the perception of my prospective buyers is that this is a professionally produced video. It's a real customer, and I like that. This seems a little more in line with what I'm hoping that these guys will be doing for me, something professional. So you can get the customer to just do something on the fly on their cell phone. That's better than nothing, But we would advocate that you do something a little more professional, which is going to show that you're on a higher level, more professional level than your competition. Another great question. So most of our clients reach out to their customers, and they pair us with their customer. We could contact their customers for them, but we actually coach our clients to reach out to their customer, and as a reward, as an award for them being such great customers, they're going to pick up the tab on the win-win production. So what we coach our clients to do is to call up their very best customers and say, hey, we really, really, really appreciate your business. You've been a very important part of our success. So in line with that, we'd like to pay for a videographer to come out and produce a video for you that helps you. Again, the recruiting video example. Then it's just going to make that customer feel even more appreciated for being a customer. And we really want our client to get every chance they can to shine, to look like the hero. So we coach our clients to do that reach out to their customers. And we're going to pick up the tab. We've got this company that's going to come out and visit with you. And we just love you guys. And here's proof that we love you. We want to see you on camera. And then, everyone likes to be made to feel important. So we would rather have our client reach out to their customers, their field sales, their area marketing manager should reach out to their best customers and kind of do the intro and then bring us on after the fact. Then we have a pre-shoot call with them. We go over the basics of the shoot, make sure they feel comfortable and confident that they can do it. And we get everybody prepared for the shoot. So when we do show up, it's super simple, it's super smooth. Everything goes, according to plan. And again, time is money. We don't want to waste anybody's time. And from our client's perspective, we want to be an extension of their positive brand and their brand experience with this customer. So we want to make sure that we have crossed all our T's, dotted all of our I's, and we're very respectful of their customers' time. So we get in, we get what we need, and we get back out as quickly as possible while our client's customer is conducting business. They can't interrupt their schedule. So
That is
long answer to your
fantastic.
question, but
That's amazing. And yeah, that goes to the point that you actually cares not only about your customers but to the people that they're reaching out for a testimonial as well. And do you think a company having a video testimonials makes them more human into the eyes of their customers, basically humanizes them?
oh, totally, definitely. And especially with AI being so prevalent these days. I suppose you can deep fake a video, but you probably can't deep fake a real customer using your product or service. You're probably going to get sued, and people aren't going to appreciate that. So, yeah, going out and getting the real deal is the way to do it.
That's amazing. And for companies who are interested in collecting video testimonials, maybe they want to do it themselves. How would you recommend them encourage the participation of their clients?
Well, they could take our win-win model and do the same thing. They could send their internal video production person or team out and do the same thing. And the key is do something for somebody else before you ask them to do something for you. And that's what we would encourage them to do. And heck, if someone wants to call us and talk to us more about how we do things and in a sense be a part of the win-win movement, we're happy to, in a sense, share the wealth. We want to see more successful, positive videos being produced. And so I would suggest that if a video production company or a team within a company wants to go collect testimonial videos, follow our lead.
When somebody, tries to reach out to somebody and ask for testimonials, especially in location, what are the most common types of objections you have seen people give?
Well, the biggest objection is just that we don't have time. Again, going back to the car dealership example, they've got hundreds of employees, they've got hundreds of suppliers, they've got customers that are, almost literally yelling at them every day to get their car done, and they just don't have time. So there's got to be a big incentive for someone to interrupt their schedule, even if it's only 15 minutes. In many instances, when we go to our client's customer, we just get them on camera for 15 minutes. We got all we need for a 1 to 2 minute video. That 15 minutes is pretty precious when you've literally got a bunch of employees and customers banging on your door with problems. So the biggest objection is time.
That's fantastic. And 30 minutes for filming both videos is pretty impressive, I must say.
Yeah, well, we usually are on location for not quite a full day, but pretty close to a full day. We do interviews in the morning and then B-roll in the afternoon. But for that key person, that key manager, and their role in the video, it could be as short as 15 minutes to answer just a couple simple, quick questions that are helpful for our client.
For doing something like that, you going in their location, how many people does that actually take? How many people does it include in your crew for that to be, for you to film those?
Another great question, John. So that's kind of dependent upon our client and our client's budget. We can have an individual videographer, sometimes referred to as a run and gun person, do a video production, or we can have as many as half a dozen or more people on location. We've got the ability to handle either ends of the spectrum. Surprisingly enough, though, the single videographer produces a wonderful video. The people on our team all throughout North America, every single one of them is capable of doing a video production really on their own, or they might have an assistant. And we're able to provide a very valuable service at a very good value in terms of its cost. To send more people on location is more expensive, and also it's a bit intimidating. So again, going back to the car dealership example, if you've got a service manager or a technician being interviewed by one person, that's a lot easier to deal with than having a team of half a dozen people with lights and stuff like that, because these are just regular people just like you and me. And I tell you what, when the camera is turned on and I have to look into the lens or even out to the side to the videographer, I get nervous. Everyone gets nervous because you want to do a good job. So we would rather minimize the intimidation factor by having a smaller team versus a larger team, and just make our client's customer feel at ease that this is really easy. I like this. This is great. I can answer these questions. I feel like this is just like I'm talking to a friend. So that's what we try to do, is try to make these people feel very at ease, comfortable, be themselves. We can do multiple takes. And so actually a smaller crew is better in many cases than a larger crew.
That is amazing, and emphasis on how you need to make people feel comfortable, because I think if somebody is intimidated or scared while they're giving their experience, they're most likely gonna be more static or just being more detailed on here's how they helped us, here's how they did it, and they never talk about how they felt when they worked with somebody.
Yes, exactly. And you want people to open up, right? You don't want someone to just be like, I'm nervous, I don't know what to say. And so they don't know what to say, right? You want somebody to just be relaxed and tell a story. So I got to tell you about this. So I, had this, whatever it was, and I grabbed this, tool or this service, and oh my gosh, it was just so phenomenal. You want that, you know, you want that kind of genuine, authentic feeling from someone who is just relaxed. It's like, oh yeah, hey, let me tell you the story. It was really cool. That's what we're really looking for. Is not someone to read from a script. We don't do scripts, but just be yourself. Hey, tell us what's going on, and it's just awesome when that happens. That's what we're looking for. And our videographers are really good at trying to pull that out of somebody, making them feel relaxed, and so yeah, again, it's just super fun, and you've got to have that as a company trying to sell some product or service. You got to get those real customers to have those real, experiences and capture those on video.
That is amazing, and I think that's one of the biggest motivators on how I ask questions on my podcast. I always try to start on a question that, before we continue, can you give us a quick background of who you are, what's your expertise, and I try to break the ice by saying, and what keeps you busy these days, and it just lights people up and makes them want to share more about not just about what they do, but about themselves, predominantly.
Exactly, I love it.
And also, I see that you are doing some nonprofit works. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah. So again, John, the challenge in businesses is to try to figure out what the market wants, and then try to be one step ahead of what the market might want. So you can be innovative, or try to be innovative, so your clients are like, wow, we love these guys. They're not only doing what they said they would do, but they're actually doing beyond. So we always try to over deliver and under promise. And so as a part of that, what we've figured out when we're on location, again at the car dealership, let's say, inevitably that car dealer supports one or more nonprofits. So we've discovered that when we're on location at that car dealership, we can also showcase a nonprofit that car dealership supports. And it's actually pretty simple. All we do is we have somebody from the nonprofit come to the dealership when we do our shoot, and we just schedule them in. So we have a half-hour slot where a representative from the nonprofit, let's say it's a blood drive company, someone from the blood drive company comes in, and we have a half-hour slot where we ask them 3 basic questions. What's your mission? Well, our mission is to, get more blood so that people that are in need of blood have blood. Okay, cool. How has this business helped you? Well, this car dealership has helped us because they do a blood drive once a year, once a quarter, once a week, whatever it is. And we love these guys. They're helping us out. They've got 200 employees. They've got thousands of customers. Whenever they do a blood drive, it's a huge benefit to the community. And we love this car dealership as a result. And then the third question, well, how else can other businesses help? Well, we'd like to have other car dealers like this car dealership do the same thing. So at the end of the day, we produce a video that the blood drive company is going to have that they can use to promote blood drives, and we give that to them at absolutely no charge. And then the car dealership actually has a video that shows and tells how they're involved in the community, that they support this blood drive company, and that they're more than just trying to sell and service cars. They're actually trying to help people that are truly in need of blood. Oh my gosh. And so that's what we're trying to do now with win-win. It's win-win-win. So car dealer wins, supplier wins, and a nonprofit wins. And then if the nonprofit wants to send us some B-roll, some still images, or some video, we'll add that to their video, and they get a super nice video. And they don't have money. They don't have the money to go pay for a video production like ours. And even if they had the money, they would probably prefer having a video of an actual partner of theirs, again, like a car dealership, participating in whatever it is that they're trying to do. So that's what we're trying to do. And again, we're trying to encourage other people to be a part of this. There's 2 different ways you can be a part of this. You can be a sponsor to encourage other videographers to follow our lead. And we're really trying to get other videographers and video production companies to follow our lead. So we're looking for sponsors and other videographers and video production companies to literally do the same thing in their video productions. Offer customer, your customer's customer, a nonprofit video when you're on location. And we think we can show people how to do it. It's not that difficult, and the benefit is huge. So that's what we're trying to do different and try to give back as well.
That's amazing, and that's a very unique way to actually also showcase your expertise while also helping other people. That's amazing.
Thanks, John.
And with the platforms like Vocal Video and Bose, enabling customers to submit video testimonials via web, how can business owners ensure that the content aligns with their designed message and tone? How can they set up the stage to make sure that their customers talks about the right thing when they give testimonials?
Well, so the way we do that is we have a pre-shoot call, and we have an outline of what the shoot is going to entail, what the questions are, and we really discourage people on having scripts. You can maybe have some bullet points of the things that you want to bring up during the interview. But yeah, I think it's just pre-planning, and then you'll get what you are looking for, and everybody will feel comfortable and confident with what their role is. And keep it simple. We try to limit our questions to our interviewees to 3 to 5 questions. Number one, what's your name? Number two, what's your role? Number three, how does this product or service help you on a daily basis? And then number four, would you recommend them to another company? It's pretty simple. Keep it simple.
That's fantastic. And let's say somebody wants to get testimonials from their customers, and you can give them a very short guide on how to do it from start to finish. How would you tell them to do it?
Well, so the first thing is whenever you sign up a new customer, say that your business is very important to us. We value your feedback. We're going to call you down the road and see how things are going. And we might even ask you to do it on video. And as a matter of fact, if we ask you to do it on video, we're going to probably send a videographer to your business, and we're going to create a video for you and a video for us. How does that sound? Do that when you first sign up a customer. Let them know that you really, really, really value their feedback, because people are going to give it to you whether you like it or not. Generally, if it's bad feedback, you're going to find out about it sooner than if it's good feedback. But so my advice is whenever you sign up a new account, let them know that you want their feedback. And then just however you can get it, sending somebody out there, having them record a video, having them give a written testimonial, you want that feedback. And let them know that your success is dependent upon their success. You want to be in business for a long time. You want them to be a customer for a long time. Their feedback will ensure you deliver what they need.
That's fantastic. And one of my final questions, this is for me personally. Do you think having a podcast that is aligned with your company's vision actually helps the company or the person itself?
Well, I think podcasts are really cool. I listen to them frequently, and probably music half of the time and podcasts the other half of the time when I'm driving in particular. And it's a great way of learning about new stuff that's going on. So yeah, I think podcasts are great. I think you've got something great going on here, and I wish you the best. And it's pretty cool how the internet has created something like a podcast. I don't think the term even existed 10 years ago. I might be mistaken, but it's a pretty cool way of doing things.
Thank you very much. And what is the final advice that you have for businesses that are looking to incorporate authentic video testimonials to their B2B marketing strategies?
So I would say that they're essential to your survival, if not your growth and prosperity. You really must have them. It doesn't matter what your salespeople say. It doesn't matter how many phone calls or appointments your salespeople make. It doesn't matter how much money you're spending on pay-per-click. You've got to have success stories, success story videos is certainly what I would advocate. However you get them, you really do need to have them.
And are there any key takeaways or best practices that you'd like to leave our audience with?
So keep it simple. And everyone's time is precious. So even if you can just ask them one question, two questions, three questions, keep it super, super simple so that somebody says yes. And if you can include something for them, even better. I want to do this for you, and then, well, can you do something else for me? Just make it win-win.
That's fantastic. And last but not the least, if somebody is interested in working with you, what on average is the cost of hiring somebody like Win-Win Videos to actually do this for themselves?
So that's a great question as well. There is some economy of scale, but this is mostly something that is very labor intensive, so there isn't a huge discount. But the more you do, there is a lower price. So we're roughly $8,000 a project, and the price can come down from that, based upon the number of projects that we do. And that's consistent across all of North America. So it could be in New York City, Los Angeles, Miami, Chicago, Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's the same price.
That's amazing, and I think that's one of the best important things that you have said. Whether you're from New York or from LA, it's the same price, as you said. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And where can people find Win-Win Videos and you if they are interested in what you do?
Well, thanks, John. So winwinvideos.com, that's plural. And you can reach me at jon.nigbor at winwinvideos.com. And our phone number is 800-272-7222.
That's amazing. And as we conclude our insightful discussion with Jon Nigbor, it's evident that the power of authentic and storytelling and innovative approaches to video testimonials can truly revolutionize a business. And as John said, it's not only essential for business growth, it's also essential for your survival. And again, John, thank you for joining our podcast, the show. I know you're a very busy man, and I really appreciate you telling us what are the best ways to do video testimonials.
Thank you, John. It's been a real pleasure.
That's all for today's episode of the New World Podcast. We have explored some fascinating topics with our amazing guests, shedding light on the upcoming new world. If you enjoyed today's episode and today's discussion and want to stay updated on the future episodes, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to the podcast. And if you found value on what we have discussed, please consider leaving us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Remember, if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, or if you are interested in being a guest in the future, please feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn or email me at john.paul@aicinix.com and add New World Podcast, all capital, in the subject line so I can see it. I always love hearing from our listeners. And don't forget to check out our amazing guests. You can find more information about them by the contact details we provided earlier. Again, thank you for tuning in on the New World Podcast. I know your time is very important, and I try to always make the next episode better than the last. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep innovating. This is John Paul Flores signing off from the New World Podcast.